Welcome to MedTech Conference live in Toronto, not Mars, but we have Amr here. I'm super excited. Would you just quickly introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Amr Salahieh. I'm the Shifamed CEO and founder.
Awesome. And we got Randy, my co-host.
Morning,
Guys.
So tell us about yourself and give us a little background on you and what you've worked on, and we'll talk about your company a bit.
Sure. So I'm a biomedical engineer. I went to Case Western Reserve University, got my biomedical engineering degree and electrical engineering degree, and I got hired into ACS. At the time, it was owned by Eli Lilly, that was the predecessor to Guidant Corporation.
Okay.
And I've been in the medical device industry my whole life.
All right. And tell us about your current venture. I'm actually really excited for our audience to hear about it, because I don't know if it's completely unique in med tech. I know it's in other industries, but it's relatively unusual in our industry. So it's really interesting for you to share.
Sure. So Shifamed is a innovation hub. So we start medical device companies. You develop the ideas internally, develop the business plans internally, raise the money, hire the people, iterate on the products. Most of what we do is R&D development. Take the products on the bench, take it to the animal studies, ultimately get to the clinic. When we get to the clinic, our goal is really to exit the companies, to sell them to the very large corporations. We're essentially the R&D arm for the very large corporations.
They just don't know it when you start.
Well, often we speak to them. We speak to them early. It's really important for us to get to know what they're interested in. We take a lot of time developing the concept to make sure that ultimately what we're developing is something that's really going to work out, and that we're going to have success. And there's ultimately multiple buyers that are interested in what we're working on. And that's really critical.
I think
have to move this in a minute. Yeah, let's go on. It's fine. Right. You can all enjoy it. We're positioning ourselves.
This is definitely live. This is live as you speak.
This is very real. Okay, so what's the difference between if somebody has a startup idea in MedTech and they just do it themselves and they go out and raise money, as opposed to the idea comes out of Shifamed and you guys get it? What's the difference for the startup or for the investors for that matter?
So what it is that we've done, we've created an ecosystem that allows us to very quickly get to the business at work. So when we're looking at an idea in the early stage, what we're doing is flushing out first the business, then making sure the technology is applicable, what the IP landscape looks like. And so when we start a company and when we accelerate, there's no delays. So we save a lot of time, because usually we're competing with other companies, and those guys are, it's a race, and you want to get there first with the best product possible. So our system allows us to move quickly because we have standardized all the, let's call them the G&A functions. So all the back office is a single team that services all the portfolio companies. And so that allows us to move super fast, quickly jump into prototyping. We don't have to worry about facilities or fundraising or HR or finance. All those kinds of things are essentially serviced by a team, by people. Everything is sort of worked out. And so you quickly jump into the technology development.
Is that a combination of your own employees who are factually loaned out to the different companies, or sort of preferred vendors, or
no,
recruiting house, or
no? So the way it works is Shifamed essentially is the employer of everybody. Okay. And each company is its own separate company. They're just essentially farm out the HR aspect, the all these other aspects are done on behalf of the companies by the Shifamed shared services team. Okay. That's how it works.
Got it. So tell us a little bit about the portfolio.
So we have 8 companies in the portfolio. We have 5 cardiovascular companies, 2 ophthalmology companies, and an enterprise software solution company. So an enterprise software solution sort of feels like it doesn't fit here, but what it is, it's really what allows our companies, and now we're starting to commercialize, how to manage quality, manufacturing, procurement, requirements tracing, inventory, and so forth. So this is a cloud-based solution that our portfolio uses that we're commercializing. The 5 cardiovascular companies, we have a heart pump, sort of a next generation version of a percutaneous valve, competing with Abiomed. We have a mitral valve replacement company that's called Tioga Cardiovascular. We have a heart failure implant. This is a shunt that's adjustable with 2 pressure sensors in the heart. That's called Adana. We have a company called Amr Medical, which is a thrombectomy company, removing blood clot, the PE treatment and DVT treatment. And then we have Laza Medical, which is a imaging robotic company for ultrasound.
I'm hearing like a suite of services and the acceleration with these portfolios. You have these expertise that, but I can imagine you're empowering care. But how does this impact patient care? Love to hear that.
Well, it's what we try to do. A key thing for us is to come up with the next generation products. So usually we identify an area that's really interesting, that's growing, an emerging trend, or an existing market that's just ready for disruption because of new technology. So what we do is come up with the best solution possible. We're often not the first. Sometimes we are, but often we're not. And we really need to come up to become the best solution, the best care for the patients in all kinds of different ways.
Interesting. So your time, how do you divide it between sort of running the company, actually working on the individual businesses, and then sort of the R&D for your next ventures? Like if you had to.
So, I mean, most of my time is really working with the companies. I split it sort of evenly. It also depends on the situation. If we're doing a fundraise, I could be very involved. For selling a company, I'm very involved. If there's some sort of an issue that we all need to put our heads together and resolve, I'll be involved. But if things are going well, I'll focus on coming up with, what's another area that we want to dig into, what another company that we want to start. So I should sort of jump around from area to area.
Okay. So because we have to do it, actually, somebody made a joke last night, and it's taken 7 minutes to get to AI, but talk to us about how your business has changed over the years in terms of infusing your devices within or around with software, AI, for the devices themselves or the design or those kinds of things.
Sure. So AI for us right now is sort of ubiquitous. It didn't start out that way, but half of our portfolio has AI in the product. So for example, the one that's, I would say the best example of this is Laza Medical. It's an imaging robotic company that relies on machine learning and AI to create a model of the heart, right? So without the learning, the system is not able to go and find the different views. So it's all AI. I mean, you can't really even have the product without AI. On the other one, Adana, which is the heart failure implant, at the end of the day, the valuable thing is going to be a dashboard for a physician that tells them this patient needs attention. This one is going out of whack. He's going to go to the ICU, or she's really needing to adjust the drug regimen.
So it's a connected device.
These are connected devices. The data from the sensors is going up to the cloud daily, every day, multiple readings. The patient doesn't have to do anything. And the system is actually up in the cloud is going to identify the ones that are trending badly, because it's been learning about which patients do better, which patients do worse, and the trend from the last few days, and so forth. So that is all AI, right? At the end of the day, that's all AI. Now, it's powered by a sensor, like an implant. That's therapeutic. But the monitoring to make the adjustments for that patient to really get the best outcome is really going to be driven by a forecast that's AI driven. Even our product that are purely, like, for example, we have 2 ophthalmology companies, Myra Vision and Atia Vision. One is an accommodating intraocular lens, that's Atia Vision, and Myra Vision is in a glaucoma shunt. So one of them is an accommodating intraocular lens. There's an implant. There's no electronics. There's no sensor in it. Right. But how do you determine which patients will properly, benefit from this? Which patient get, the right size? So all the data that's being collected, measured for that patient during, prior to the procedure goes into an AI solution to sort of forecast, select the best fit of the patient with the device. So that's the kind of thing that even in completely implant, mechanical products, AI is in there.
So Amr, while you're here, we're so glad that you were able to come on and talk with us. But what are you seeing today that you're excited about? Tell us what you're to take away from at this conference.
I mean, I just got a call yesterday morning. We had treated another patient. We just started doing cases for Tioga cardiovascular. These are first-in-man type, treatments, and it worked out really great. So some of those procedures are super scary, dangerous for the first time as you're learning and so forth. And it worked out great. So we're really excited
That's
about
terrific.
that. Yeah.
So one question I'm sure some people with the entrepreneurial bug are wondering, do you accept pitches for ideas from the outside, or is it all
We do. I mean, we just tell people the likelihood of us taking on an idea from outside is low. It's not easy to make these things work. But we're open. We talk to folks. So certainly feel free to reach out. But it's the likelihood of sort of being able to, for us to take it on, it's low.
So in theory, yes. In reality, almost never.
Correct.
Okay. Fair
Correct.
enough.
Cool.
Good. Well, thanks for coming out.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time.
Yeah, awesome to have you.
Thank you. Great.